Hello there and welcome back to BeetleMakes. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a super cute little Coati plush. If you can't follow a video tutorial, don't worry because this PDF pattern will be available for free on Ravelry. Enjoy the video! To make your Coati, you're going to need some materials. You're going to want some dark brown yarn, some light brown yarn, a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, I use a 3.5mm, some stuffing, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and a pair of 8mm safety eyes. You're also going to need to know how to do 2 specialty stitches, a treble crochet, and a 5 treble crochet cluster. And I will show you how to do those when we get to them. So let's begin! To begin your Coati, you're going to want to either make a magic ring or a chain 2 method with 6 stitches in it. So I'm going to do the chain 2 method because I find it easier for my hands. So we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put 6 stitches into this first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we're going to pull that tight, and we're going to trim that end so it's short. And we're going to put our stitch marker into this first stitch, and that'll be round 1 for you. Now we're going to work 2 rounds where we just do 6 single crochets around. So our first round, switch the stitch marker over, and then the second round. Sorry, my hook got stuck. There we go. Alright, and now we're going to change our color to our light brown. So I cut off the yarn because we're not going to be using our dark brown for a while, and I'll wind up our dark brown and pull our light brown out. Get some yarn there, and then to do a color change, we're going to not complete the last stitch of the last round, or we can pull it out. And then we're going to finish the stitch with the new color. And then in this light brown, we're going to work 2 increases. And an increase is just 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And then we're going to work 4 single crochets. And that should give you a total of 8 stitches in your round. Now I'm going to tie off this color change to make it a little bit more smooth and easy to work with. Here. It'll keep my tension a little more consistent. And now we're going to work round 5, which is single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 increases. 1, 2, and then we're going to work 5 single crochets. And that should give you 10 stitches. For round 6, we're going to work 1 increase, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, a second increase, and then another 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now we're going to move our stitch marker again, and that should give us 12 single crochets in this round. Piece should be looking like this. Now we're going to work just 1 round of 12 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I'm going to move my stitch marker. Now in this round we're going to make the ears, and the ears are made with treble crochets. So we're going to do 3 single crochets, 2, 3, and now we're going to want to work a treble crochet. So to do a treble crochet, you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook twice, and then insert it into the stitch. Then you're going to yarn over and pull up a new loop, so you should have 4 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops, finally yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops, and that should look like this. And then we're just going to continue into the next stitch and work 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another triple crochet. So wrap your yarn around the hook twice, insert it in, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second 2 loops, and the third 2 loops. And then we're going to do 3 single crochets to finish the round. So this piece now should look like this. You'll notice that these 2 treble crochets stick out like this, and that forms the ears. At this point, we're going to want to insert the eyes. So you're going to take your 2 8mm eyes. I've got mine in this little box. And we're going to insert them in between rounds 5 and 6 and on opposite sides of the head. So we're going to count from the center of the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. And then we're going to put our eyes, just like that, in on either side of the head in the same round. So like that. And then we're going to put the backings on those eyes so that they're nice and secure. Make sure that your eyes look good before you put the backings in. Because if they don't, then you're going to have an issue like I just did. Oops. It's okay. So now we're going to continue crocheting around this little Coati. So we're going to work 1 increase, 3 single crochets, 2, 3, 2 decreases, 1, 2, another 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then another increase. For the next round, we're going to work 2 increases, 3 single crochets, 1 decrease, 4 single crochets, and then an increase. And now we're going to work 2 single crochets, and then we're going to make the leg. So for the first leg, we're going to change our color back to our dark brown yarn, and we're going to work a 5 treble crochet cluster. So to do a 5 treble crochet cluster, you're going to want to wrap your yarn around your hook twice, insert it into this next stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull over and go through the next 2 loops, and then the next 2 loops. So you should now have 2 loops on your hook. Then you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook twice, insert it into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through the next 2 loops once and twice. So now you'll have 3 loops. Then you're going to yarn over twice again, pull up, 2 loops, and 2 loops. Now we've got 4 loops. And then we're going to yarn over twice again, insert our hook, pull up, go through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops. Now we should have 5 loops on our hook, and now we're going to yarn over twice again, insert the stitch, pull up, first 2 loops, second 2 loops. Now we should have 6 loops on our hook. And now we're going to yarn over and then pull through all 6 of those loops. And then we're going to, actually, we're not going to pull through all those loops with this color. We're going to change our color back. So we're going to cut off this color and then tighten our second color to keep our tension consistent. And then we're going to pull through the 6 loops with our second color. And then you're going to want to pull this down a little bit to uncover your other stitches and work 10 single crochets. This can mess with your tension a little bit working these baubles, especially in a contrasting color, so make sure your tension stays consistent. So we're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to switch our colors again back to our dark brown and work another 5 treble crochet cluster. So again, I'm going to take my stitch marker out so it doesn't get in the way. We're going to wrap our hook, yarn around our hook twice, insert it in, pull up a loop, then go through the next 2 and the next 2. Then wrap again, pull up, go through, wrap, pull up, go through, wrap, pull up, go through, and one more time, wrap around the hook, insert into the stitch, pull up the loop, and go through this. So now that you've got 6 loops on your hook, you're going to cut off the yarn again, tighten, and pull through again. And that'll form your second leg. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back in so that it helps me keep my place. Now we're switching back to our light color for a while. So we're going to work 7 single crochets, and make sure you don't skip this next stitch because your bauble's covering it, okay? I'm going to work 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to work 2 increases. 1, 2, and then we're going to work 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you might notice that your treble crochet stitches are loose. So we're going to fix that right now. So you're going to identify which strands come from which treble crochet here, and we're going to pull them pretty tight. So we don't want to lose the stitch entirely, but we do want it to be tighter. And so we're going to pull that in and then tie a knot so that it stays secure. And do the same thing for the other foot. And then we're going to cut off the yarn. And now we'll keep crocheting. So now we're going to do 3 rounds where we just do 16 single crochets around. So we're going to work our first round of 16. not run out of yarn. Then we're going to work a second round of 16. And finally, we're going to work our third round of 16. Alright, so now we're going to work the second set of feet. So we're going to change our color to our dark color, and then we're going to work another 5 treble crochet cluster. I trust by this point that you know how to do those, so I'm not going to walk you through it again. If you need more help, you can go back in the video to where I first showed you how to do it. And if you're still confused, you can leave a comment to let me know, and I can help you through it a little bit better. Okay? And we're gonna cut off the brown. And you can leave your yarn, your darker brown yarn attached if you want. I just prefer to cut it off because it helps me keep my tension more consistent throughout my color changes. So we're gonna change back to our light brown, pull through all these 6 loops that are in my 5 treble, and then we're going to work 2 single crochets and then another 5 treble in dark. Now I'm going to cut the brown yarn off again. Tighten my light brown because I tend to have weird tension with color changes. And then we're going to pull through, and then we're going to work 12 single crochets in our light color. Alright, now I'm going to tie off these color changes to make it easier to work the next few rounds. And at this point, you're going to want to stuff the head and the body. So you're going to insert your stuffing and make sure it gets all the way down into the head. But you don't want to stuff too much so that it loses its shape, but you want to stuff enough that it'll be nice and firmly stuffed. So that should be enough stuffing. So now we've got this little Coati building up, and now we're going to start working on the tail. So we're not going to want to stuff the tail, but we are going to want to make sure that the body stays firm. So we're going to make 2 decreases, and let's go 1. And I almost lost the stitch tightening it too much, so I'm going to use a standard decrease instead of an invisible one, because it doesn't really matter at this point. And then we're going to work 4 repeats of single crochet, then decrease. So single crochet, decrease. And then another single crochet, and another decrease. And another single crochet, and another decrease. And then 1 more single crochet and decrease. And now we're going to work 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, another decrease, another single crochet, and then 2 decreases. So you should now have 6 stitches in your round. So you're going to want to make sure that your body is stuffed to the firmness that you want, because we won't be stuffing any more past this point. So I'm going to stuff mine a little bit more because it wasn't quite firm enough for my liking. And now we're going to start working rounds of single crochet. So we're going to do 2 rounds of single crochet in our light brown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do another round of 6 single crochets. So that'll be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to change our color to our dark brown. So again, I like to cut my yarn off. You absolutely don't have to if you don't want to. It is a personal preference thing. So I'm going to change our color to our dark brown and work another round of 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to tie off my color change really quickly so this yarn doesn't get in the way. And then we're going to work another round of 6 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now I'm going to change back to my light brown. And we're going to work another round, 6 single crochets, but this time in light brown. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, I'm going to tie off my color changes. That's going to become common in the next few rounds because we're going to continue this pattern a few more times. So tie off the color change and then do another round of 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to change our color again back to our dark brown, I think. Yes. And then do another round of 6 single crochets, this time in your dark brown. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tie off. Cut yarn. And work another round of 6. Now we're going to change colors again, back to our light brown. We're almost done here. So we're going to work another 2 rounds of the 6 single crochets in our light brown. First round, tie off the color change because I do that. And then our second round of 6 single crochets in light brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're finally going to switch back to dark for the last time. So you are going to want to cut off your light brown, even if you were not cutting it off throughout every color change. So we're going to work 1 round of 6 single crochets in our dark brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bind off this. Cut that, and then we're going to work another round of 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to work one final round of 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to fasten our yarn off. So we're going to cut the yarn and pull it through the stitch. And now we're done with our stitch marker. And then we're going to weave this yarn tail into these 6 stitches to close the hole. So I prefer to do this with your yarn needle, but you can do it with your crochet hook if that's what you would prefer to do. And then we're going to pull that tight and weave it back into the body like so. And then we cut it off, and we're officially finished with our cute little Coati. If you enjoyed this pattern, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel because there's more cute patterns like this coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Beetle from BeetleMakes, and I hope to see you again real soon.